Good morning, friends. Today class we are going to discuss about reactions of alcohol. Reactions of alcohol. In previous class, we already discussed about introduction to the alcohol, types of alcohol, methods of preparation of alcohol, and also we also discussed about qualitative tests for determination of alcohol and some structures and uses and structures of some alcohols also we all discussed. So we already discussed about introduction, types of alcohol, method of preparation of alcohol, qualitative tests, and structures and use of different alcohol. So in this session we are going to discuss about various reactions of the alcohol. Reactions of alcohol. We are going to discuss about reactions of alcohol. Reactions of alcohol. We have to discuss three most important reactions of alcohol. What are they means? The first, we have to discuss about dehydration of alcohol. Okay. And second reaction we have to discuss is conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides. Okay. The third is oxidation reaction of alcohol. Reaction of alcohol. So under the reactions of alcohol we have to study three important reactions like dehydration of alcohol, conversion of alcohol into alkyl halide, oxidation reaction of alcohol. This dehydration reaction of alcohol is nothing but mechanistically it's beta elimination reactions. So mechanistically this dehydration reactions are beta elimination reactions, and conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides are mechanistically they are nucleophilic substitution reactions. So all dehydration reactions of alcohols are nothing but beta elimination reactions, and conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides is mechanistically nothing but nucleophilic substitution reaction. And third category reaction of alcohol is the oxidation reaction of alcohols with oxidizing reagents. Okay. First we will discuss about dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration of alcohol. Okay. Before discussing about dehydration of alcohol, we have to know about whether an OH group is good leaving group or bad leaving group. Good leaving group or bad leaving groups. So we already know that the carbon in alcohol is sp3 carbon. Carbon atoms in alcohol is sp3 atom. This is bind with the electronegative atom oxygen. It is electronegative atom. Oxygen is an electronegative atom. We have hydrogen. So this OH group is not an good leaving group. So this OH itself it cannot undergo elimination reaction or nucleophilic substitution, as because OH is not a good leaving group. These alcohols are not undergoes directly these substitution reactions are elimination reactions. So as the OH group is not a good leaving group, alcohols are not undergoes directly substitution reactions or elimination. They cannot directly participate in substitution reactions or elimination reactions. In order to make this leaving group into this OH group into a good leaving group, you must treat these alcohols with the strong acid. So whenever you treat an alcohols with strong acids, they will be converted into good nucleophiles. So okay, so in order to convert, so this, as the OH group is not a good leaving group, you have to convert this OH group into good leaving group. Then the alcohol easily undergoes substitution reaction as well as elimination reaction. So convert alcoholic OH group into good leaving group by treating with the strong acid. By treating with the strong acids like HCl, H2SO4. HCl like strong acids like HCl, H2SO4 as well as TSOH. TSOH, this is a toluene sulfonic acid. TSOH is nothing but toluene sulfonic acids. So as this hydroxyl group in alcohol is a very bad leaving group, in order to make this bad leaving group into good leaving group to participate in substitution reaction or elimination reactions, we have to treat these alcohols with the strong acids like HCl, H2SO4 or TSOH, toluene sulfonic acids. These acids protonates oxygen, as these strong acids protonates oxygen via acid base reaction, and converts OH into H2O, where this H2O is a good leaving group. Once again explaining. So these alcohols are generally participate in dehydration reactions as well as nucleophilic substitution reaction like conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides. So in order to participate in substitution reaction as well as elimination reaction, the leaving group ability of OH group must be good. But OH group in general is a bad leaving group. OH group, hydroxyl group in alcohol itself is a bad leaving group. In order to convert this bad leaving group into good leaving group, you have to treat this alcohol with the strong acids like HCl, H2SO4 and toluene sulfonic acids. So these acids protonates the oxygen via acid base reaction and converts bad leaving group OH into good leaving group H2O. Converts bad leaving group OH into good leaving group H2O. So you will see this. So this is the alcohol general representation. So whenever you treat this alcohol with HCl, it's a strong acid, mineral acid, so it's a bad leaving group. So whenever you treat this alcohol with the HCl, this oxygen atom will be protonated. We will get R OH2 plus or OH2 plus. This H2O is a good leaving group. H2O is a good leaving group. Good leaving group. So this is the way. This is the important point we have to discuss is protonation of alcohols are generally performed to convert this bad leaving group OH into OH2 plus into H2O. It's a good leaving group. It's a good leaving group. So now we will discuss about dehydration of alcohols. And dehydration of alcohols, we will get an important functional group, that is alkenes. We will get alkenes. On dehydration of alcohols, we will get alkenes. Dehydration of alcohols offers us alkenes. So how it happens means, so whenever when you treat these alcohols with strong acids like HCl or H2SO4 or toluene sulfonic acids, this is alpha carbon, that is beta carbon, alpha carbon will have OH group. Alpha carbon will have OH group, and this beta carbon has hydrogen. So when you treat this, and also I am writing remaining hydrogen atoms. Okay. Whenever you treat these alcohols with strong acids, these T groups, OH group on alpha carbon, and hydrogen group on beta carbon, will be eliminated as water, and we will get, as a result we will obtain alkenes. Okay. So hydrogen. So dehydration of alcohols offers alkenes. This reaction is nothing but beta elimination reaction. This reaction is a beta elimination reaction. Yes, this reaction is a beta elimination reaction. So alcohols on treatment with strong acids, the alcohol offers alkenes. What are the reagents which are used to convert these alcohols into alkenes? This reaction is generally carried in presence of H2SO4 or POCl3. So alcohol in presence of sulfuric acid, they will be converted into an alkenes, or alcohols in presence of POCl3, phosphorus trichloride, they will be converted into alkenes. Okay. So the order of undergoing of dehydration, undergoing of dehydration reaction. So either primary alcohols easily undergoes or tertiary alcohol easily undergoes primary alcohols. So tertiary alcohols easily undergoes this dehydration reaction, then followed by secondary alcohol undergoes dehydration reactions, followed by primary alcohol. So among the three types of alcohols, this tertiary alcohols will easily undergo dehydration reaction to give alkenes. Whenever you treat an alcohol with strong acids like H2SO4 or POCl3, they will be converted into alkenes. This reaction is called as dehydration of alcohol. The mechanism of this dehydration of alcohol is beta elimination via beta elimination reaction. Via beta elimination reactions, these alcohols on treatment with the strong acids like H2SO4 or POCl3, they will be converted into alkenes via beta elimination reaction mechanism. Coming to the order of reactivity, tertiary alcohols will easily undergo this dehydration reactions, then followed by secondary alcohols, then followed by primary alcohol. This is about introduction to the dehydration of alcohols. Now we see the mechanisms of this alcohols. Mechanism of this dehydration reactions. Okay, these primary alcohols generally undergoes this beta elimination reaction. Primary alcohols undergoes beta elimination reaction via E2 mechanism. So what is meant by E1 mechanism, what is meant by E2 mechanism, we will study in the second unit. So now just remember what type of mechanism is followed by primary alcohols. And coming to the secondary alcohols and tertiary alcohols, they also undergoes beta elimination reaction via E1 mechanism. So in order to know how alcohols are converted to alkenes, you have to study the mechanism. Dehydration reaction is a beta elimination reaction in which the alcohols are converted into alkenes. So dehydration is a beta elimination reactions in which these alcohols are easily converted into the alkenes. So first we will discuss about E1 mechanism. So E1 mechanism. So E1 mechanism is generally followed by the secondary and tertiary alcohols. Whenever you treat in secondary or tertiary alcohol with strong acid, they will be converted into alkene. So coming to the mechanism, we will take this is an example for alcohol, CH3. We have another CH. It's a tertiary alcohol. Okay. So whenever you treat this tertiary alcohol with strong acids like H2SO4, they will be converted into alkenes. This is, we are taking tertiary alcohol as an example. To treat this tertiary alcohol with the sulfuric acid HSO3H. So okay, I want this oxygen abstracts this proton. This is the first step of the reaction. Oxygen abstract the proton from the H2SO4 and we will obtain an intermediate that is CH3 and we have oxygen plus it get positive charge as because it abstracts hydrogen from the H2SO4 and this is kinetically unstable. So it leaves this leaving groups leaves. So whatever the substrate we have obtained after protonation of this oxygen with the H2SO4, the obtained substrate is not a kinetically stable. the leaving groups leaves from the compound and it will forms carbocation. It forms carbocation. As the leaving group leaves, you will get carbocation. So you will get CH3, CH3, CH3 plus. This is a carbocation. So once again explaining, the tertiary alcohol, when treated with the H2SO4, the oxygen will be protonated. The oxygen will be protonated, and we will get this protonated alcohol. We will get an protonated alcohol. This protonated alcohol is kinetically or chemically unstable. As a result, leaving group will be leaving groups leaves away from the carbon atom, and we will get carbocation. This carbocation, what happens to the next carbocation? So now we will write this carbocation like this. For easy understanding, we will write the carbocation like this. Okay. There is an hydrogen atom, so it gets positive charge. Okay, another CH3 molecule here, another CH3. Okay, so for easy understanding, I rewrite this structure like rewrite this carbocation structure like this. Carbocation, it is called as carbocation. So this carbocation, this reaction medium, whenever this H2SO4 is attacked by this alcohol, this reaction medium also contains HSO4 minus. This HSO4 minus will abstract this proton. So the electrons present in this CH bond will be shifted to the next neighboring bond, and we will, as a result, we will get CH3, C double bond CH2, CH3. This is the E1 mechanism. So in the E1 mechanism of conversion of an alcohol into alkenes, we have to treat this alcohol with, whenever you treat this alcohol with the sulfuric acid, the oxygen atom of the hydroxyl group of the alcohol will be protonated. Whenever it is protonated, we will get this protonated alcohol. As this leaving group is very unstable, it leaves from the molecule with the electrons in the bond. As a result, we will get carbocation. We will get, whenever OH group is removed, OH2 group is leaves from the molecule with the electrons in this bond, we will get carbocation. This carbocation, for easy understanding purpose, I have written the structure like this. So whenever in the reaction medium, we also have HSO4 minus. This HSO4 minus abstract the hydrogen atom on beta carbon atom. This is beta carbon atom, and as this HSO4 group abstract this hydrogen atom, the electrons present in this CH bond will be shifted to this carbocation and beta carbon atom. As a result, we will attain double bonds. So this is about E1 mechanism. Coming to the E2 mechanism. So E2 mechanism. So E1 mechanism is generally followed by the secondary and tertiary alcohols, but primary alcohols undergoes dehydration via E2 mechanism. Primary alcohols undergoes dehydration via E2 mechanism to give alkenes. alkenes. Okay, but secondary and tertiary alcohols, they will undergoes dehydration via E to E1 mechanism and offers alkenes. This is about elimination reaction. Okay, so we will now discuss about mechanism, E2 mechanism. E2 mechanism, we will take a primary alcohol. Okay, OH, okay, CH3, hydrogen. This is the primary alcohol. So whenever you treat this primary alcohol with strong acid like H2SO4, this oxygen atom abstract the proton. This oxygen atom abstract the proton and it will be protonated. It will be protonated and we will get COH plus what we attain means, so here hydrogen, there is another carbon atom here, hydrogen. So the HSO4 minus present within the reaction medium will abstract this proton. As a result, whenever this HSO4 abstract this hydrogen atom, the electrons present in this carbon and hydrogen bond will be shifted to the carbon-carbon double bond, carbon-carbon single bond. So whenever this electrons in this bond is shifted to this bond, this leaving groups leaves from the molecule. So both proton abstraction and leaving of leaving group occurs simultaneously in a single step. So this reaction is called as E2 reaction, E2 mechanism. In this mechanism, attack of HSO4 minus, otherwise abstraction of proton as well as leaving of leaving group occurs simultaneously. This mechanism is called as E2 mechanism. But E1 mechanism, in first there is a formation of strong leaving group, otherwise protonation of OH group. Then the first step of the mechanism is leaving of the leaving group, and second step is shifting of the electrons in the CH bond to the CC sigma bond to form pi bond. So this reaction occurs in two steps. The reaction occurs in two individual steps. So that's why it is called as E1 mechanism. The reaction occurs in two steps. That's why it is called as E1 mechanism. In the E2 mechanism, both leaving of leaving group as well as shifting of electrons from carbon hydrogen bond to carbon carbon single bond occur simultaneously. This mechanism is called E2 mechanism. So as the electrons in CH bond are shifted to carbon sigma bond, there is a formation of carbon pi bond. You will get carbon double bond, hydrogen. This is the E2 mechanism. So whenever alcohols treated with the strong acids, they will be converted into the alkenes via beta elimination reaction. So dehydration of alcohols offers us alkenes, so via beta elimination. Coming to the types of alcohol, primary alcohols undergoes beta elimination reactions via E2 mechanism and offers us alkenes, and secondary and tertiary alcohols undergoes beta elimination reactions via E1 mechanism to offer us alkenes. So this is about dehydration of alcohols with strong acids like H2SO4, comma, HCl and toluene sulfonic acids. So this dehydration reaction can also we can also perform with the POCl3 and pyridine. So next we will discuss about dehydration of alcohols. Dehydration of alcohols with phosphorus trichloride and pyridine. Dehydration of alcohols with phosphorus trichloride and pyridine. So preparation of alkenes from alcohols via dehydration in presence of strong acids like H2SO4 and HCl, the obtained product alkene is decomposed. Strong acids like H2SO4, HCl, they will cause decomposition of alkenes which are formed from alcohol. So on treatment of alcohol with strong acids we will get alkenes, but these alkenes are also again affected by the H2SO4 and HCl, so we will get decomposed alkenes. So in order to prevent this decomposition of alkenes, we have to use phosphorus trichloride and pyridine instead of strong acid. So if you use this phosphorus trichloride in pyridine, will definitely prevents decomposition of decomposition of alcohols. So as it is not an acid, it's not a strong acid like H2SO4 and HCl, it easily converts alcohol into alkenes without affecting the alkenes. So but this H2SO4 and HCl, they definitely affect the alkenes. So this is not a good procedure for preparation of alkenes from the alcohol. The best procedure for preparation of alkenes from the alcohols is the treatment of alcohols with the POCl3 in presence of pyridine, which as this reagent is weak reagent, they do not cause any decomposition of alkenes formed alkenes. So now we see the reaction. So whenever we treat an alcohol like cyclohexanol with POCl3 in presence of pyridine, we will obtain an alkene. Because this POCl3 pyridine complex is a weak reagent, it doesn't decompose this formed alkene, but the H2SO4 and HCl will definitely decompose this alkene. To get good amount of alkene without decomposition, the better reagent for the conversion of an alcohol into alkene is an POCl3 and pyridine. So we will see the mechanism now. Okay, so mechanism. So when you treat this alcohol with this is alcohol. When you treat this alcohol with phosphorus pentachloride, P double bond O, trichloride, chlorine. This electronegative carbon atom attack this electropositive phosphorus atom, and chlorine leaves. Whenever this electronegative oxygen atom of the alcohol attacks electropositive phosphorus atom, chlorine from this triphosphorus compound will leave and will get a complex like this. Okay, R O H POCl2 complex. plus Cl minus plus Cl minus. So whenever you treat this alcohol with the phosphorus trichloride, the electronegative oxygen atom attacks the phosphorus atom. So as a result, this chlorine atoms leaves from this phosphorus compound and we will get this complex. So in presence of pyridine, so the structure of the pyridine is here. Nitrogen. It's a 6-membered heterocyclic system. Okay. This pyridine is very strong base. It's a very strong amine base. Pyridine is this is the structure of the pyridine. So pyridine is a strong amine base. So this base will abstract this acidic hydrogen. So the base will abstract this acidic hydrogen. So acidic hydrogen. So whenever it abstract this acidic hydrogen, the electrons present in this hydrogen oxygen bond will be shifted. So this is the wrong structure. For a demonstration I will strike off this and will explain with another structure. Okay, so we will take the cyclohexanol an example. We will also, for a mechanistic explanation, we will take the cyclohexanol as an example. So this is the cyclohexanol. There is an OH group. Okay, this is the structure of the cyclohexanol. Whenever you treat the cyclohexanol with phosphorus trichloride, P double bond O, chlorine. This electronegative oxygen atom will attack this electropositive phosphorus atom. As a result, chlorine leaves from this phosphorus trichloride and we will attain an complex oxygen hydrogen, it gets positive charge, PoCl2 plus Cl minus. So we will get this. So we will, in this reaction along with the phosphorus trichloride, we have an amine base, strong amine base, that is the pyridine. So this pyridine abstract this hydrogen as this is acidic proton. This is acidic. This hydrogen is acidic in nature. So this base abstract this hydrogen. Sorry. So okay, this is right, it's correct. So this we have hydrogen here, this oxygen have hydrogen. I will explain once again, don't worry. This mechanisms are always difficult. Okay, this pyridine nitrogen abstract this proton and we will get this molecule PoCl2. Okay, so in this position we have carbon and hydrogen. This is beta hydrogen. It is alpha carbon, it is beta hydrogen. This beta hydrogen will be abstracted by the another pyridine molecule. So as the pyridine is a strong base, it abstracts beta hydrogen. The electrons present in this bond are shifted to this carbon-carbon sigma bond, and we will get this cyclohexene. Once again explaining. So as H2SO4 and HCl are bad for the formed alkenes, they will decompose the formed alkene. So in order to prevent this decomposition of formed alkene, we have to use weak reagent like POCl3 in pyridine. So whenever you use this POCl3 in pyridine, this doesn't cause any decomposition of formed alkene. So the example is here. Whenever treat the cyclohexanol with the POCl3 in pyridine, we will get cyclohexene. Coming to the mechanism. So this electronegative atom in cyclohexene will attack the electropositive phosphorus atom. As a result, chlorine atom will leave. There is a formation of this complex. Here we have hydrogen here. So I have strike off it is hydrogen. Okay. So the pyridine present in the reaction medium will abstract this hydrogen atom, and we will get this intermediate. So this is, so whenever you, so in the reaction medium we also have pyridine. So pyridine, we have to write mechanism: abstraction of proton by pyridine 2 times. So once again explain. When you treat an cyclohexanol with phosphorus trichloride, the electronegative oxygen atom attacks phosphorus atom. Whenever it attacks phosphorus atom, the chlorine atom will be leaves from the molecule, and we will get this complex. Okay, this cyclohexanol OH POCl2, and we will get Cl plus minus. So pyridine molecule present in the reaction medium will abstract this hydrogen atom on this phosphorated oxygen atom. When this hydrogen atom is abstracted by this pyridine, we will get this molecule. And hydrogen atom at beta carbon is acidic in nature. So whenever this pyridine molecule present in the reaction medium abstract this beta hydrogen atom, the electrons present in this carbon hydrogen bond will shifted to the carbon double bond. As a result, leaving groups leaves from the molecule, and we will get cyclohexene. This is about dehydration of alcohols with POCl3 and pyridine. So coming to the application, synthetic applications. Synthetic application of dehydration reactions. Synthetic applications. So these dehydration reactions are beta elimination reactions, which are used synthetically to introduce pi bond between carbon atoms. So the synthetic importance of this dehydration of alcohols is the introduction of pi bond between carbon atoms. So the synthetic importance of this dehydration of alcohols is the introduction of pi bond between carbon atoms. So dehydration follows beta elimination reaction. So now we will see the example. So this is the structure of starting material for the synthesis of vitamin A. So we have here oxygen, there are CH3, another CH3, there is an CH3. Here we have hydrogen atom. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, double bond O. Okay, here single bond, there is a double bond here, double bond here, double bond here, there is a double bond here. So whenever you treat this molecule with toluene sulfonic acid, sulfonic acid, we will get and pi bond will forms here. A pi bond will be formed between this carbon atom and this carbon atom. We will get vitamin A. We will get vitamin A. So what is the structure of vitamin A means? This whenever you treat this starting material with toluene sulfonic acid, this hydrogen atom and this hydroxyl group will be eliminated. Undergoes beta elimination. As a result, a double bond forms here. A double bond forms between this alpha carbon atom and this beta carbon atom, and we will get vitamin A. The structure of vitamin A is here. There is a formation of double bond. By elimination of this OH group, there is a CH3 here, another CH3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will get, instead of this ester group, we will get OH group here. Okay. So here I have to write here double bond. So wrong structure, it is wrong. I am writing again. Okay, this is a formation of double bond. CH3 will be retained. CH3 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will get OH here, CH3, double bond here, and double bond here, double bond. It is vitamin A. This is the structure of vitamin A. So dehydration reaction synthetically is used to introduce a pi bond between carbon atom. This is the synthetic importance of the dehydration of alcohol. So dehydration of alcohols follows beta elimination reaction. This dehydration of alcohols synthetically important to introduce a sigma bond between carbon atom. So by this way this natural product vitamin A will be synthesized in the carrots. Okay, so once again I am explaining this dehydration reaction from starting itself. Okay, so coming to the reactions of alcohols, the alcohol generally undergoes dehydration reactions and conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides. This dehydration reaction follows beta elimination reaction mechanism. So conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides follows nucleophilic substitution reaction mechanism. What is the mechanism means? Nucleophilic substitution reaction mechanism. So third category of reaction of alcohol is oxidation of alcohols. We will discuss it later. Coming to the dehydration of alcohols, before discussion of the dehydration of alcohol, we have to know what is the importance of this OH group. So this OH group in the alcohol is not a good leaving group. OH group in alcohol is not a good leaving group. As a result, these alcohols are not participate in substitution reaction and elimination reaction. As this OH group is not a good leaving group, this alcohol doesn't participate in substitution reaction and elimination reaction. So in order to make this alcohol participate in substitution reaction and elimination reaction, we have to convert this OH group into good leaving group. We have to convert this bad leaving group OH into good leaving OH group by treatment with the strong acids like HCl, H2SO4 and toluene sulfonic acid. Whenever you treat these alcohols with strong acids like HCl or H2SO4, the oxygen atom in this alcohol will be protonated. As a result, it forms this carbon binds with water. This water is a good leaving group. So the OH will be converted into water and treatment with the strong acids as oxygen is protonated. So OH2 is a good leaving group. So as this OH2 group leaves from the molecule very easily, so it undergoes substitution reaction and elimination reaction. Once again I explain As the OH group in alcohol is a bad leaving group, it doesn't participate in substitution reaction and elimination reaction. To make participate this alcohol in substitution reaction and elimination reaction, we have to convert this bad leaving OH group into a good leaving group. In order to convert this bad leaving group into good leaving group, we have to treat with strong acids. So whenever this alcohol interacts with a strong acid, the oxygen atom will be protonated by acid-base reaction and converted into an H2O molecule. H2O is a good leaving group. So on dehydration of alcohols, whatever the product formed is called as alkene. On dehydration of alcohols, we will obtain alkenes. This dehydration of alcohols is an beta elimination reaction. So in order to dehydrate these alcohols, what are the reagents generally used are the strong acid like H2SO4, toluylsulfonic acids are used to dehydrate these alcohols to form alkenes. And another important reagent, a weak reagent, is phosphorus trichloride. Coming to the order of undergoing a dehydration reaction by different types of alcohol is tertiary alcohols easily undergoes beta elimination reaction, otherwise dehydration reaction. Then secondary alcohols easily undergoes dehydration reaction. The primary alcohol doesn't show more interest towards dehydration. So these primary alcohols are now shows good interest towards dehydration reaction or beta elimination reaction. The best substrates for beta elimination reactions are the tertiary alcohols, then secondary alcohols, and primary alcohols show very weak interest towards the beta elimination reaction. So this primary alcohol generally undergoes beta elimination reactions or otherwise dehydration reaction via E2 mechanism, and second and tertiary alcohols undergoes beta elimination or dehydration reaction via E1 mechanism. So first we will discuss about E1 mechanism of second and tertiary alcohols. So whenever you treat in secondary or tertiary alcohol with the strong acids like H2SO4, they will be converted into alkene. Alkenes. Coming to the mechanism. So whenever you treat these alcohols with the H2SO4, this oxygen atom will abstract this hydrogen atom and it will get protonated. So protonated alcohol we will get. This protonated alcohol is mechanistically unstable. As a result, it loses the leaving group from this molecule will be leaves, and we will get an intermediate called as organic intermediate called as carbocation. So for easy understanding, the carbocation structure I rewrite it like this, okay, to show beta carbon atom, beta hydrogen. So in the first step there is a abstraction of the proton. As a result, abstraction of the proton, you have to write another oxygen atom here. Okay, this as a result this HSO4 minus will be formed by whenever an alcohol abstract hydrogen from the sulfuric acid, HSO4 minus ion will be formed. It present in the reaction medium itself. It will abstract this hydrogen atom. As a result, the electrons present in this carbon hydrogen atom will be shifted to the carbon atom and forms carbon double bond. It is a 6pi bond. This is about E1 mechanism. In the E1 mechanism, leaving group occurs in one step, and abstraction of proton by HSO4 occurs in second step. This E1 mechanism occurs in two steps. It's a E1 mechanism and two-step mechanism. Coming to the E2 mechanism, so primary alcohols doesn't show interest toward this beta elimination reactions, even though undergoes dehydration or beta elimination reactions, but this elimination reaction is not by E1 mechanism. It occurs through E2 mechanism. So coming to the mechanism, this protonation step in all reactions are common. Okay, so this electronegative oxygen atom abstracts hydrogen from the sulfuric acid. as a result there is a formation of protonated alcohol. We will get protonated alcohol. So this abstraction of hydrogen results formation of HSO4 minus. HSO4 minus. This is also present in the same reaction medium. This HSO4 minus simultaneously it abstract hydrogen from the beta carbon. Whenever this HSO4 abstract this hydrogen atom, the electrons present in this carbon hydrogen bond will be shifted to the carbon carbon single bond. As a shift result, there is a result leaving of the leaving group. The attack of this HSO4 minus and leaving of the leaving group occurs simultaneously. That's why it is called as two steps occurs in a simultaneously. Two steps occur. That's why it is called as E2 mechanism. It is called as E2 mechanism. Two steps occurs simultaneously. But in E1 mechanism, two steps of the reactions occurs individually, but in E2 mechanism the two steps occur simultaneously. So as the electron this carbon and hydrogen are shifted to carbon carbon sigma bond, the leaving groups leaves from the molecule. As a result there is a formation of pi bond. So this is about dehydration of alcohols with strong acids, but the strong acids are not good for the alkenes, formed product alkenes. They strong acids like H2SO4 and HCl makes these alkenes to decompose. For this situation, the best solution is using of POCl3, phosphorus trichloride and pyridine in place of strong acids. If you use this phosphorus trichloride and pyridine in place of strong acid, the formed alkenes are not decomposed. As these acids are strong, acidic in nature, they will cause the alkenes to decompose. But this phosphorus trichloride and pyridine complex is very weak. It's not an acidic, that much acidic as HCl or H2SO4. It doesn't cause any decomposition of alkenes. So the best example is whenever you treat a cyclohexanol, it is a cyclohexanol. Whenever you treat a cyclohexanol with POCl3, we will get cyclohexene in presence of pyridine. Coming to the mechanism, as this alcohol OH, otherwise alcohol hydrogen is electronegative atom, this attacks the electropositive atom, phosphorus atom. So as a result, chlorine atom leaves. There is a formation of complex. Here we have a hydrogen atom. Okay, don't forget to write this hydrogen atom. In the reaction medium, along with the phosphorus trichloride, we have a strong aromatic amine base, that is the pyridine. Aromatic amine base, that is the strong base, is the pyridine. This pyridine nitrogen abstract this hydrogen atom on this oxygen atom. So there is a result of formation of this product, this intermediate otherwise. So same pyridine atom also abstract this acidic beta hydrogen and beta carbon atom. As a result, these electrons present in this bond are shifted to carbon carbon sigma bond to form carbon carbon pi bond. And as these electrons are shifted to this carbon carbon single bond, this leaving groups leaves from the molecule to form an alkene. So this is about dehydration of alcohols via POCl3 and pyridine. So coming to the synthetic application, dehydration reaction of alcohols follows beta elimination reaction. There is no doubt. But so this dehydration reaction of alcohols are used to introduce pi bond between the carbon atoms. Are used to introduce a double bond between a pi bond is nothing but double bond between a carbon atom. So in order to introduce a double bond between two carbon atoms, the best way is dehydration of alcohols. One example is a natural product, that is vitamin A. It is dehydration of alcohol used for synthesis of vitamin A in the plants by this mechanism. This is the starting material for the vitamin A synthesis. The OH here, and there is an OH on alpha carbon atom. There is an hydrogen and beta carbon atom. Both will be eliminated by beta elimination reaction in presence of toluene sulfonic acid to produce vitamin A. This is about synthetic application of the this dehydration of alcohol. So next we will discuss about conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides. Conversion of alcohols into alkyl halides. Okay.